What's up, everybody? It's Chibi, and today I'm here to bring you a World Trigger anime review. So, surprisingly enough, World Trigger's recap was way shorter than Fairy Tail this week. Like, straight up. If you watch that Fairy Tail episode, it's like 7 damn minutes. And when you look at World Trigger, it's only 3 minutes. Like, good job, Toei. I gotta take a moment to compliment that. Like, good job, Toei, for the short recap. We got a bunch of progression in this episode of World Trigger. That ending is a bitch, though. I gotta say, that ending is terrible. Like, not terrible, like, I'm just saying it's terrible because of the cliffhanger. Because you see Fujin pop up, and then, you know, Miwa Squad's going in, and fucking just 7 seconds remaining. And I'm like, fucking A, dude. We've been on this cliffhanger for weeks. Weeks, dude. God. Seriously, I just want to see Osamu get there. I just want to see Osamu get to the fucking door and open it and get inside. I'm just like, fuck. I like it, though. I like the content. It's just like, Osamu, stop. Stop. Okay. Let's talk. Anyone else, like, almost shit a brick and get scared when they saw Replica get cut in half this episode? Like, I was fucking scared. When I saw Replica just, like, straight freaking down, I was like, no, don't kill my Replica. Like, seriously. Replica is one of my favorite characters. In these past couple episodes, he's really shined as a character, and I'm really liking Replica quite a bit. And I was actually going to be so damn sad if he was dead in this episode. Like, if we come to find out he was dead, I was going to be sad. I was going to be sad. So I'm glad he survived. I'm really happy, you know, Replica survived the ordeal of this episode. So thank God for that. Now, there's quite a few things that happened in this episode that was shocking and took me aback when I was watching this episode of World Trigger. And it goes to show you how World Trigger is different from other shonen. I noticed World Trigger loves using tactics. I've noticed this for a while now when it comes to fighting and stuff like that. World Trigger usually focuses on tactics instead of just battle, fist-to-fist fucking action. It usually just focuses on characters trying to outsmart each other. And that's how the battle formula of World Trigger is really displayed. And I noticed in this episode, a lot of the tactics were really freaking epic. And it really shocked me with some of the ways that the characters got outsmarted in this episode. Like when it came to Miwa Squad, when, you know, he came out of his, like, trigger and he went to his regular mode and started charging. Or when you had it to where Osamu, he came out of his trigger mode and he started running, like, in his regular body. And then, you know, how Kuga, how he technically was already a trigger the entire time and he tricked his opponent. I like that so much. I just like the way the tactics were used in this episode. It correlates so well together, the way they were displayed all three at once in this episode. But it just really makes me impressed with how World Trigger is when it comes to its battle formula, because it's slightly different from the normal shonen we get nowadays. I mean, usually when it comes to shonen, you have it to where characters, you know, they're incredibly strong. They either have a sword or whatever, and they beat the shit out of each other with swords and stuff and then slice each other up. Or you have it to where your character's very strong and they just start beating the fucking crap out of each other. Or you have a wacky shonen that's just straight up comedy. You know what series I'm talking about. I mean, there's just different types of shonen out there. Not all of them are the same, but it's kind of rare. There's still some shonen out there that's doing the exact same thing World Trigger is, like, you know, Boku no Hero Academia. But the point is, though, World Trigger, as an anime-wise, it's right now, I'm currently enjoying, I think, because of these tactics that's used in this series. Like, I don't think if World Trigger didn't have this type of battle formula, I don't think I would actually continue watching this series. So, I'm glad World Trigger has some form of originality, or, you know, not completely original, but a different type of formula compared to the average stuff we see. And so, yeah, I just noticed that quite a bit when I was watching this episode. Just very enjoyable. Very, very enjoyable way to use the battle system in the series. And to see how Miwa, you know, Osamu, and Kuga were outsmarting their opponents, especially with how Replica, you know, how he got cut in half and then he started removing the, like, transponders off of Osamu's arm. That right there, I like that. I really, really fucking like that. So, let's, you know, dive into some details. So, we kind of find out that Miwa has Fujin. He has Fujin, he's using it, so he's compatible with a black trigger. So he's incredibly strong. Like, he's straight up using a black trigger. Okay. Miwa's gonna be OP. He's gonna be fucking OP. Like, straight up, he's gonna be OP. Those guys are fucked, because we know how Fujin was when Jin used it. But, I mean, you gotta go figure, though. Miwa's not as strong as Jin. And speaking of Jin, in this episode, you had it to where the opponents, you know, the black trigger users, the enemies, they were stating, like, there has to be someone in the background manipulating these events because they keep pairing us up with bad opponents. Like, you know how the warp trigger user, she was paired up against, like, the black rabbit, and then you had to where the dude that uses, like, different type of animals with his tree on, he was paired up against a bad opponent. Pretty much, you have to like it how they kind of figured they were being manipulated by someone in the background because they were being paired up against opponents they did not like. And then all of a sudden you get a pan shot of Jin, and then we come to figure out, like, yeah, Jin's the one that's manipulating this and set up these different acts of battle for they have a bad opponent to face. So, Jin's deadly. Like, he's straight up deadly. And I mean, we all know this since the beginning of his character, but when it comes to this arc, though, he's very vital to the battle capacity of the series. Like, you know, our team. Like, he's just straight up very intelligent. And the way he's able to predict certain things, he can really change the outcome of a battle. He's a scary opponent. He's a scary fucking opponent. I would not want to fight Jin, especially with how he's able to manipulate information like he does in the long term. He's scary. And so, I just wonder. Jin's very shady. He's a shady type of character. I mean, the way he acts. I wonder how he's going to be in the near future. Like, what's his... I wonder if he has a goal. I really do wonder if Jin has, like, a major in-game goal. You get what I'm saying? Because the way he acts is just so odd and, like, suspicious of how he does in the series. But anyways, let's, you know, move on. We have it to where Osamu gets, like, fucked up. Like, he gets really fucked up, and he has to, you know, go into his human body and start running, and he's just running right now with Replica in tow, and then you have it to where Chica's also in his hand, and he's running for his fucking life right now. So I wonder what's gonna happen. I mean, I wonder if Replica's gonna die, like, since, you know, he's in backup power mode right now. I wonder if he will die. A lot of questions I have right now. But overall episode of World Trigger, very solid, liked it. I enjoyed it, it was great. And tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Y'all have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.